We're going to do the noon o'clock bar. 11 o'clock had really strong close to the downside, possibly looking like we may be trying to finish this pullback here and take a push to the upside. Of course, like we said in the last video, this is sideways trading range on higher time frame. It is, of course, a barbed wire situation. This is an outside bar, and we're producing an inside, potentially an inside bar. I mean, there's still 36 minutes left to go, but we're producing a pretty nasty looking inside bar. Although because it's barbed wire, would not be surprised to see the next bar just kind of come back into 39K level. But especially because we kind of have this sideways trading range, and if this is a potential small bar at the extreme of the trading range, it makes sense to take this type of trade, possibly. It could make sense to take this type of trade kind of thing. So that's something to keep an eye on. As far as pullback metrics, this is not a high one. This is a sideways trading range. You think that this is, if you think this is one leg down and then this is another leg down, it ends up not being the case, right? Because we kind of, it's all kind of housed in this. We get an extreme push outside of the channel. And this can possibly conclude the first leg as we start to get this sideways consolidation, right? Kind of a final flag type of situation, because basically kind of a barbed wiry type deal here. Small bars, not necessarily any inside bars. Like this is an inside bar that breaks to the upside. This is kind of like, sorry, let me flip it this way, right? This is a little inside bar here, breaks to the upside. Absolutely no follow through here to the upside. In fact, nasty follow through to the downside. Everybody's getting stopped out of their trades, of their longs here if they took a long above this. And then once everybody gets stopped out, we can rally up to the high. That rally is going to get nastily rejected, partially because, like we said, a lot of little indecision and barbed wire-esque activity here. So let's flip it back over because I think it's a lot easier for people to see going up, right? We're still waiting for a second leg following this pullback, at least to a test of the extreme here. So we end up getting this first leg, probably is this. First leg down, probably this. Second leg down, potentially this. I think it's also pretty reasonable that this ends up being a single leg itself, right? Comprising of one leg, two legs, that makes this one leg. Which makes it seem like we probably want to have, can I copy this? Yes. Yet another one. Maybe a little bit higher, who knows? Depends on, maybe we get the test up here and then we kind of have a kind of a double top situation, who knows, right? But certainly we're waiting for the end of this and then looking for a push to the extreme for a test of the extreme and then see how that goes. I think this is strong enough such that if we do get a test of the extreme pretty soon, it should result in a bounce and we should get an opportunity to take a trade and make some money here. But certainly right now, still in that sideways trading range. This 11 o'clock bar, pretty nasty. If we want to start bar counting, your first low one is going to be this bar, right? With this nice small inside bar here that doesn't end up, or it triggers and then gets stopped out immediately. This ends up being your high 2, and this ends up being the high 1 of that high 2. So if this is going to work out, this is probably the time that it's going to do so. In my opinion, I think it's probably more likely that we either stay in this range or push to another level. I don't expect this high 2 to resolve to an extreme in a tradable fashion. It could resolve to the extreme, but I don't really see how we're going to be taking a trade unless we're going to get like an opportunity down here and we get like another, like a bounce that's a little bit further away from the extreme, and then you can take that and lets everybody know that, okay, we're going to try and take a shot at the 38K extreme. That could be something reasonable, but I think given the current landscape of things, it doesn't make as much sense to take this short, and it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to take the long. It only makes sense to take the long in the sense of we have a small bar at the extreme here. This is obviously very low volume, so this isn't super convicted. And of course, this really strong buyback bar here, with this really strong follow through buyback bar here, makes it feel less like this is, an impulsive trigger. This small inside bar here kind of set up a nice short from the top of this range, but now we're back at the low of the range, so this is a place to be taking profit on your shorts. Definitely expect profits to be taken on the shorts. Possibly we could be having as high as up here. Really gonna have to see what this 12 o'clock candle does. On the 15-minute, looking like it's possibly slowing down. Excuse me. Looking like it's possibly slowing down. So yeah, there's no trade to be taken here. This is the time to really kind of chill out, maybe study, and be patient and wait for some of this to be kind of worked off and give us a little bit more of a clear signal. Because in my opinion, right now we don't have any clear signals, and it's most evident on this 4-hour chart. This is, this barbed wire is really clean. We could be very easily having a sideways consolidation before another leg down like this, another leg like this to maybe 39.7, 39.8 kind of region, close to 40K region. Like I said was it in the other video? Maybe I said in this one. We should definitely be expecting to feel some resistance coming into that 40K region. So I think, yeah, it's possible that we're going to have another leg down. This was certainly strong, but this was only 2 bars, and we've now had 2 bars of kind of this nonsense here. So we'll have to see how this kind of resolves. Certainly when this candle gets closed, and especially if it closes close to 39,000, this is just barbed wire. Stay the fuck away from it. Yeah, on the 2-hour, it looks a little bit better. Obviously, if you want to take this on the 2-hour, this is kind of your low 1 signal. And if you were able to get a fill like on this bar right down here, you're probably feeling decent. You probably should be taking partials here, but maybe if you are trading this 2-hour time frame, which I don't really like to trade too much, we might see something like this. So yep, just going to be patient, wait for a signal, wait for a trade to develop. I think the trades today are probably going to be some sort of bearish strength here that can lead you to take a test of the extreme. Otherwise, some sort of bullish strength at the extreme, leading you to take a better trade to the upside, which of course we're showing as downside right now, kind of like this, yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll be back in another hour for the 4-hour report, which is probably going to be much of the same. It's probably just going to be a 2-minute video of me saying this is barbed wire, stay away, and let's keep waiting and keep being patient. Let's take a look at that 1-day chart, by the way. Bulls would really like to close somewhere up here, because currently we have this support turned resistance. We'd really like to reclaim that level. If we do reclaim that level, much higher probability that we take a push towards mid 40s or 41. Yeah, it's pretty early to say that. If we close closer to 38, more high probability of this being a rejection and then push downward. Of course, this is an inside bar, right? So you can get a short underneath here, stop above here, and try and take that out. But remember, high time frame, the weekly stop is right here. Weekly stop is there. So need to be very careful of that, because that's probably the biggest trade in effect right now. This is very, very, very clean long trade in effect here from 42,000 with a stop underneath 37,000. So bulls definitely need to be defending that, because otherwise this is just going to look like a bear flag that's going to take us to low 20s or whatever. And when we look at this 12-month candle, like the low here is 27.6, so we really don't want to be, bulls really are going to be trying to defend this level. We really don't want to lose this level. Anyway, okay, enough. Bye.